So who is going to the EuroLeague final, Olympiacos or Monaco? Semifinal will be their 10th meeting since the beginning of last season, so there is plenty of footage to go through in order to understand what one can expect to see on Friday. Let's do exactly that as I explain why I'm slightly leaning towards Monaco despite Olympiacos being the most consistent team all season.
Sloukas into the lane, kicks to the corner, nice catch. Shaquille McKissick elevates in the same spot and connects.
Since it's a single elimination game, so much depends on which team will have a better shooting night. Making shots against Monaco isn't that hard. They are the team that allowed to shoot the most threes with the highest success rate. Despite that, they have the 10th best defensive rating this season, and Olympiacos shouldn't expect the things to go smoothly. It's like a copy-paste of what Itudis did in the quarterfinal series. Monaco will allow Walkup and McKissick to shoot, go under their ball screens, and ignore them on catch-and-shoot opportunities, just like Mike James does here. Can Walkup finally hit a shot from outside and repeat the success of last year's Game 5, where he finished with 17 points and 3 3-pointers? That is the first question after the Americans struggled mightily against Fenerbahce. That's the beauty, or not, of the Final Four format. Anyone can become a star. Monaco went under his picks in both regular season matchups this year, they did it last year in the playoffs, so it would be strange to expect something different this time around. Helping from shooters is Monaco's way of trying to slow down Kostas Sloukas pick and rolls. To be more precise, his Spain pick and rolls. That is the most successful play of the entire playbook of Bartzokas. Games 3 and 5 against Fener was won executing it at the highest level. Hell, in last year's Game 5 against Monaco, it was the final dagger as well.
In a bid to make it through to the Final Four.
Monaco's approach to it is clear. They don't switch guard to guard, which is the most usual way of defending it. Instead, they put their bigs at the level of the screens with guards following over. As Sloukas gets inside, Hall backs up to protect the rim while Monaco help from corners. They are okay with McKissick taking this shot as James does a great job here of covering the passing lane to a much better shooter Peters. They control the advantage for a second and then Mike again saves the day by peel switching to Sloukas on his drive. Look at one more Spain situation. Sloukas with the ball, Vezenkov as the backpicker. In the corners we have Walkup and Papanikolaou, both guys Fener risked from. Motiejunas is super high and Kostas beats him, but the only solution he has is the longest skip pass to Walkup since Monaco helps hard in the paint. However, Diallo does a great job of deflecting it. That's exactly why their defense is not easy to solve. They are physical, relentless, and they know where to risk. And Diallo's defense on Sloukas could actually be the key. When on court, he will probably deny him from easily receiving the ball and force the main engine of Olympiacos to work extra hard. On this pick and roll, look at Okobo stepping into the paint to protect it from the roll of Bolomboy, and then a superb closeout to McKissick, closing right, knowing that's his biggest strength. Then another deflection, Oli looking for a clean shot, and instead it's an easy 2 for Mike James.
By Mike James, who read it all the way. Monaco really are surging now. That's a 12-point lead.
Not only Monaco are helping all the way into the paint, they also want to influence Sloukas right, where he is more likely to pass the ball out. They did it last year as mixing in different defensive schemes can affect one's efficiency. But if nobody is there to help, Sloukas is ready to lob it up. On other occasions, look at him trying to manipulate still going left, with James cutting under to deny that and Sloukas immediately rescreening. Larenzakis drives in, but is afraid of Hall's presence and blows a layup. When locked in 100%, Monaco are one of the best teams of flying around the court. They maybe allow the most threes, but they also force the most turnovers. How Olympiacos can handle this pressure? Here, Brown jumps to contest potential Vezenkov's attempt and gets beaten, but James is here to help from Walkup again. Advantage eliminated, and later Brown strips the ball away. He will be the guy making sure Sasha doesn't get anything free. His active hands will be crucial on his backdoor cuts. Here, he deflects a bounce pass even without seeing the ball. On the next play, he knows the main action is a middle pick and roll, but he still bumps Vezenkov on the side action, knowing that's where he sometimes tries to slip the pick. It doesn't happen, and later he doesn't allow a step back, keeping the play going until Monaco again steal the kick-out pass.
Do it, but that's straight into the path of Mike James.
Moving away from the perimeter, Mustafa Fall versus Donatas Motiejunas could have a huge impact in this semifinal. Bartzokas loved to attack through the center early in games just last season, with Demo having trouble containing the Frenchman by himself. Lithuanian will need to work hard to front the post, but that will again create opportunities for Olympiacos non-shooters to attack the closeout after the help happens. On the flip side, Motiejunas is the lone post scorer for Monaco, who provided great balance for them in Maccabi series. However, against the Greeks, his averages drop significantly. They rarely switch with Fall, so he doesn't have advantage, and Mustafa is too strong for him to go iso ball in the post. Monaco could try to use his pick and pops maybe, but I doubt it could have a significant impact. Number one priority for Olympiacos, slowing down Mike James. And this should begin by making him work on the defensive end. Based on the previous matchups, he will start on Cannon, and that should be a sign for Olympiacos to run more off-ball sets for him. I thought James was great in the quarterfinal series in fighting through pick and rolls, but usually tries to cut these pin downs or staggers, so potential openings are possible. Him being late can result in open threes not only for his primary defenders, but for the likes of Sasha Vezenkov as well. Defending his ISOs, Maccabi showed hard stunts at all times, even from Okobo one pass away. That worked quite well except with Lloyd nearby, and the funny thing is that Olympiacos could use the same Itoudis' blueprint. The weak link in the Greeks' defense is Sloukas, so prepare to see him and Vezenkov targeted again. If James gets the matchup he wants, that's the wall of defense he is going to see. The tricky part is that in January, he wasn't that used to it as right now. After the Maccabi series, he will be much more ready physically to handle the contact, and his teammates more prepared to react in these situations. Can they make enough shots though? That's the big question. Or will we see James getting into another zone where he made one improbable shot after the other in the first half? Sometimes it's Mike against himself, as the opponents can simply watch and pray these tries don't go in. In other occasions, Monaco will need to find cutters on his drives. Can his non-shooting teammates arrive on time when the ball touches the paint? Can he drop off passes in limited space? Monaco make the least turnovers in the league and will need to keep it up in order to advance. Against these stunts, Obradovic's squad usually responds with John Brown setting a lot of flare screens. Since everybody is ignoring him basically anywhere he goes, the forward simply tries to force communication errors and catch the enemy off guard. Like here, walk-up is stunning, Vezenkov should help in order to let Thomas come back, but Brown is blocking Sasha from doing exactly so. And oh, stunting from Jordan Lloyd is not a good idea at all. His fantastic performances coincided with Monaco's wins in the quarterfinals, while his confidence shooting the ball was on full display. And it were these little flares from Brown that allowed him to get cleaner looks towards the basket.
Lloyd matches his career high, 31 points. That very well may seem.
With Fall as their main center, Olympiacos play a lot of drop defense as well. It's a really interesting thing to follow in the semifinal. Who will get the upper hand here? Monaco definitely has their backcourt talented enough to take advantage, with Okobo, James, Lloyd able to knock down pull-up jumpers or take their defenders as hostages on their backs and later knocking down floaters or layups. At the same time, Bartzokas has great screen navigators with Cannon and Walkup glued to their matchups after the pick, or even able to cancel the screens by fighting over them. This might be an underrated skill, but Cannon is fantastic here and created problems with this for Monaco in the regular season matchups. Last but definitely not least, second chance points. This could be huge both ways. Olympiacos are the second best in finishing the defensive plays right, getting that board to secure the stop. Monaco are number one in offensive rebounds with more than 12 per game.
Somehow, the ball ends up in the hands of John Brown. So that is tribute to Motiejunas. Motiejunas is going to tip it.
Second chance points and loose balls are always of immense importance in single elimination games. No wonder you hear people often say, it's always about who wants it more. However, that could come back to bite Monaco. Their court balance going for those rebounds are close to non-existent. While the guard is driving to the rim or shooting from the wing, 3 guys are crashing the glass while only 1 player is retreating, allowing the opponents for easy score opportunities in the transition. So to sum up, if Monaco keeps this a close close game right until the end, I think they have a slightly better chance of winning the semifinal. Can others not named James, Okobo, and Lloyd make enough shots to help these three arrive there though? Or is it going to be Olympiacos' non-shooters stepping up just like they did last year in Game 5? I'm leaning towards Monaco, but I'm interested to hear your opinions in the comment section down below. Press like if you enjoyed this preview, subscribe for a chance to win a Nikola Jokic jersey, and I'll see you in Kaunas.